Dear students, hello and welcome to the video classes on the subject Programming Language Using C. I'm Dr. Chandrakala HD. In this video, under the chapter Arrays and Strings, I'll be teaching you two-dimensional arrays and multi-dimensional arrays. The two-dimensional array is nothing but an array which consists of two dimensions. The two dimensions of this array are nothing but the rows and columns. The two-dimensional array is used to represent matrices or a table of data. The data of two-dimensional array can be accessed using its row subscript and column subscript. Now, to declare a two-dimensional array, the syntax is data type space array name followed by the number of rows in the first square bracket and number of columns within the second square bracket. For example, int 2dimen 4 3. This particular example is declaring an integer array by the name 2dimen, and this array consists of total 4 rows and 3 columns. So the total number of data items under this particular array is 4 into 3, that is 12 data items which are arranged in 4 rows and 3 columns. Each row will contain 3 items each. Now, in order to initialize a two-dimensional array, we have to keep in mind that there are rows and columns in this particular array. So an example initialization is shown here. Int ARR, which is the array name, int R of size 4, 3, 4 rows and 3 columns is equal to, within flower brackets, I could have written a continuous list of numbers like 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, so on. But in order to make it more meaningful, I have put the data elements of each row in a separate set of flower brackets. So the first row, the 3 columns of the first row are 1, 2, 3. Put them in flower brackets, put a comma. Next row 2, 3, 4 within flower brackets, comma. Next the third row 3, 4, 5, comma. Fourth row 4, 5, 6. So this is how we initialize the two-dimensional array at compile time. You could also do a runtime initialization by asking the user to enter the values of the array during the execution time of the program, and using scanf you can input them as well. First, let's take an example program which initializes the two-dimensional array at compile time. So here in the main function, I have initialized two variables I and j to 0 and 0. I'll be using them as loop counter variables, and I have initialized. I've written a compile time initialization statement which I just explained in the previous slide. So R is the name of the array, 4 cross 3 is the size of the array, and these are the elements. Now I'll display the array elements using the printf statement inside the loop. So since it's a two-dimensional array, we need to use two nested for loops in order to display the array elements by accessing the individual element. The first for loop is for traversing through the rows, and second for loop is for traversing through the columns. For each iteration of the for loop, the for loop controlled by I, the j for loop, which is the inner loop, runs for 3 times. So the outer for loop runs totally for 4 times because it moves from 0 to less than 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3 are the terms of the outer for loop. For each value of the I, that is when I is 0, j runs for 3 times, 0, 1 and 2. When I is 1, j runs for 0, 1, 2. So by doing this way, we can access each array element. So inside the body of the inner for loop, I have written printf array percentage d equal to percentage d. The first percentage d will be replaced by the row index I, and second percentage D will be replaced by the column index J, and third percentage D will be replaced by the value which is stored at Rij position. So in the first iteration of the loop, array 0, 0, the element at this particular position is displayed. So the value is 1. Next, when I is 0, J becomes 1. So the array 0, 1, the element is 2. Next, array 0, 2, the element is 3. So after 3 iterations of the J loop, the control will go to the outer loop and I value changes to 1. When I value is 1, J changes to 0, 1 and 2. So we can access 1 of 0, that is first row, first column value which is 2, first row, first column value 3, first row, second column value 4. So after these 3 turns, I changes to 2. So when I is 2, J runs for 0, 1 and 2 and we can access 3, 4, 5. Next I becomes 3. So we can access the fourth row of elements which are indexed by 3. So 3 of 0 is 4, 3 of 1 is 5, 3 of 2 is 6. So this is how the array elements can be displayed. We require a nested set of loops, I and j loops, in order to access all the elements of the array. Next, another example where we do runtime initialization of the array. So for that, I have declared an array of size 3 cross 3, and I will be also declaring I and j for loop counters. In the same statement, we can declare all of them. And instead of initializing manually, I have written a for loop wherein I will initialize the value of the array elements using a scanf. So again, since it's a two-dimensional array, we require 2 for loops. The size of outer loop is I equal to 0 till I less than 3. So because the number of rows is 3, the test condition here is ending by 3. Similarly, number of columns is 3. So the second inner for loop for column ends at j less than 3. So for each iteration of I, the j runs for 3 times, for 0, 1, 2. These are the 3 turns, just like what I explained in the previous program. So in the first iteration, the user will be asked to enter a of percentage d, where percentage d is ij. So in the first iteration, the user is asked for entering a of 0, 0, and the user enters 56. That 56 will be taken using scanf. Since it's an integer array, we use percentage d. And at the address array of 0, 0, 56 will be stored in the memory. So in the next iteration, a of 0, 1 is inputted, that is 10, and it will be stored at a of 0, 1. Next, a of 0, 2 is stored as 30, a of 1, 0 as 34, 1, 1 as 21, 1, 2 as 34, 2, 0 as 45, 2, 1 as 56, 2, 2 as 78. So the input operations are over now. Next, we will output the array elements. Printing the elements message will be displayed as it is. And using the 2 for loops, I am displaying the elements in the array ARR. So hence we get the output in this form. The \n out in the outer loop is used to move the cursor to the next line after printing each of the rows in the array. So this is how we declare and initialize a two-dimensional array. Next, we have multi-dimensional arrays. Multi-dimensional arrays are arrays which contain 3 or more dimensions. So these arrays are used for complex scientific and mathematical data which contain 3 or more dimensions for it. The syntax for declaration is data type followed by name of the array, size of the first dimension followed by size of second dimension, so on up to size of n dimension. For an example, I am trying to declare a 3-dimensional array of integers. The name of the array is 3dim, and it's the size of 3 dimensions are 5, 10, and 4. The x dimension is 5, y dimension is 10, and the z dimension is 4. So this is how we declare the multi-dimensional array. Since it's used for only scientific purposes, you just have to know the meaning and declaration of three-dimensional array as per your syllabus. That was about the two-dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. Thank you.